Saquon Barkley did not sign his long-term deal that he was offered by the New York Giants. He did not sign his franchise tag. It would have paid him about $11 million a year, and he said no. There is 6 running backs that would have been paid more than Saquon Barkley at $11 million a deal. Does Saquon take any blame whatsoever for not accepting that $11 million deal? Those running backs paid in front of him: Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, and Joe Mixon.
I think they were going to give him $19 million on a bonus as well.
Actually, Joe Mixon took a cut, so he's out of there. So it'd be only 5 running backs paid higher than him.
One, we don't know what the deal would have been. We keep hearing hearsay from one side. We hear hearsay from another side. At the end of the day, we don't know what the deal is.
Let's assume it's true.
Okay,
let's assume that they were going to pay him $11 million annually and $19 million up front.
Saquon Barkley, he's in a bad situation, and the bad situation that he's in is he's right. He's worth the money in terms of considering what he did last year. You didn't sign his extension, okay? You didn't pick up his extension, so he had to play the whole year on a prove-it contract. No extension, no safeties, no nothing. So boom, played that year. And what did he do that year? 1,300 yards. He had 400 yards receiving. He had enough touchdowns to get you guys in the playoffs. He was the focal of the offense. Like, he was your entire offense. Daniel Jones did a better job of not turning the ball over. He's not throwing the ball down the field. He's giving the ball to Saquon Barkley, or he's passing the ball to Saquon Barkley. He did what he was supposed to do, and now he's in a pickle because they don't value the position anymore. If I'm Saquon, I want to send a message. I want to be paid. But them not taking that deal, talking about him and his agent, it's in a bad spot, man, because the running backs will no longer get paid. Nobody really wants to think about the running back getting paid. They're not valuing the pick. They're like, hell, we'll let you guys wait until training camp because you're going to end up signing that deal. I would have taken the deal if I was Saquon Barkley, only from the standpoint it's not going to get better. Like, the running backs have been fighting this fight for a very long time, but as recently as Le'Veon Bell. Look what Le'Veon Bell had to go through, and that was 4 years ago. And here we are again, and now you got a bunch of other guys that are in the same trouble. The trouble is the NFL. Whenever we ask this question, like, why is the NFLPA stronger? Well, that's the fault of the NFLPA. I told you guys, it's not like the baseball. It's not like the basketball. We don't have the power. Because you got guys like Tony Pollard, they're not Christian McCaffrey. He's not Saquon Barkley. He's not a guy that got drafted in the first round and has money laying around or has extra deals coming through. Now, he's deals in Texas because of the Cowboys, but he's like, I need my money. I need this money now. I need this contract, so I'm going to play, and I'll figure it out. And they know more guys will be lining up to take that guy's spot. So he's in a bad spot. You saw what happened with Le'Veon Bell. As nice as Saquon Barkley is, you've already heard the fans of the Giants. They say he better be there when training camp starts, or he better be there when the season starts. Excuse me. That's the fans. Once the fans turn on you, they care about the jersey. The fans care about the jersey, not the players. So he's in a bad spot. I think he should have signed that deal. Running backs are just in a tough spot. This isn't the first time a position hasn't been valued. Tight ends weren't valued in terms on a pay scale for a long time. Safeties aren't valued. Guards aren't valued. It's just the first time, Ryan Ermanni, that it was the position that was the position. Running back was the premier position in the NFL. And now you're looking at guys in the 6th round saying, yeah, we can win the Super Bowl with that guy. It's a tough spot.
Here's Saquon's numbers. Rookie season, 1,300 yards, 11 touchdowns. And then he went down to 1,003 yards and 6 touchdowns.
How many games?
13.
He
13.
got them
about
all.
a month.
All right, then 2020 he got hurt, 34 yards, first game. 2021 he was just coming back, 593 yards, 2 scores. Last year, good comeback year, 1,312 yards, 10 touchdowns. So he's got 4.5 yards per carry in his 5-year career. 29 touchdowns. That's a solid running back. That's not a great running back. That is a solid running back's numbers. Now, we all know Saquon, high draft pick, Penn State. The guy's got legs like tree trunks. He's a workout warrior. I feel for the guy, but I don't think he is an elite running back. Should he have taken that? Yeah, he should have taken the 11. I don't know what's going to happen here. It looks like the Giants are taking the hard call here. Look at the Chiefs. What was their guy? 7th round.
Pacheco.
Isaiah Pacheco, 7th round pick.
So that's exactly. Go ahead, Bray.
I was just gonna say, like, to Maz, Saquon's that's not a solid season by an NFL running back. Let me take you an example. Last year, Saquon Barkley, who you brought up, 1,300 yards. He had 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns. Let's stop there. Christian McCaffrey he's had 1,300 yards once. Last year he had 746, he had 1,139, 442. So he had 1,139 last year. Josh Jacobs 16, Dalvin Cook 1,100, Derrick Henry 1,100. 1,300 is no longer a solid season by an NFL running back. It used to be like in the 90s and to the years we remember with Emmett. 1,300, you're laughing. You're like, I know Barry's going to have 1,700. I know Emmett's going to be around 1,800. 1,300 now, that's great yards for running back. You only had 7 running backs over 1,000 last year. But to your point, it's those years in between.
That's right.
It's the years in between, Maz. That's the problem. First year, over 2,000 yards from scrimmage.
Yep.
And then after that, and then 1,300 again. If I'm the Giants, that's why I said I agree with you. He should have took the deal.
Yeah.
Because the Giants are playing the odds. The Giants like 1,300, then a bunch of average years, then a year he got hurt, then another year he got hurt, and then when all the chips were on the line, he had another 1,300 yards. Why would we pay him to do that again?
And this is not a Derrick Henry type player either, guys. I mean, this is a player that's missed 20% of the games possible in the NFL. I mean, he's missed 1 out of every 5 games.
That's because of the one season he sat out.
Well, he missed a month of the season in 19. He missed a month in 21, and then he missed the entire season in 20. So I mean, in years 2, 3, and 4, he's missed significant time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I hate doing this, but when you talk about contract, you talk about performance, you pick everything apart. But let me just look at the position as a whole, because Josh Jacobs in another unique position. He didn't even get a long-term deal offered to him. Let me show you what Jonathan Taylor said, and I'm going to show you a series of what NFL running backs currently right now had to say about the position itself, just in terms of what people are faced with right now. Jonathan Taylor said, 1, if you're good enough, they'll find you. 2, if you work hard enough, you'll succeed. If you succeed, you boost the organization, and then doesn't matter, you're a running back. Austin Eckler. Let's put up what Austin Eckler says next. This is kind of trash that has artificially devalued one of the most important positions in the game. Everyone knows it's tough to win without a running back, and they act like we are discarded widgets. I support any running back to do whatever it takes to get his bag. Christian McCaffrey. This is criminal. 3 of the best players in the entire league, regardless of position, talking about Tony Pollard, Josh Jacobs, and Saquon Barkley. And then Najee Harris. I agree with my running back brothers around the NFL. History will show that you need running backs to win. We set the tone every game and run through walls for our team and lead in many ways. This notion that we deserve less is a joke. I agree with that. However, right, wrong, or indifferent, the NFL is a business, and the model for success is now simple. The model for success is now there. There are so many running backs to choose from.
Yeah.
The Lions needed one, and they discarded essentially DeAndre Swift and drafted Jahmyr Gibbs. The Kansas City Chiefs just won a Super Bowl with a 7th round pick. Isaiah Pacheco leading the team in rushing and being a damn good player.
Yeah.
The Seattle Seahawks made the playoffs on the back, pretty much, of a 2nd-round running back in Kenneth Walker. I don't know what you could possibly do other than I don't know what you can do.
Look, man, I mean, this is just the way. Look, things evolve. Like everything evolves. It sucks, but things move on. Things evolve, and the way this. Look at centers. The same thing in the NBA. Nobody's drafting a Patrick Ewing type player anymore. Look at Hunter Dickinson just left. Hunter Dickinson would have got drafted in the 2nd round, maybe 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 30. Tim McCormick. Now I'm not saying he was better than Tim.
Great
and by the way,
point.
Tim told me to tell you hello.
Oh,
I
Timmy
saw
Mac.
him not too long ago. But
Ray, that's a great point.
the center position is gone. You have to adapt. You have to evolve. Jokic is not a center. Joel Embiid is not a center. Giannis is damn sure not a center. Things evolve. It sucks. I just mentioned O.J. Anderson, correct, Maz, who was Super Bowl MVP.
Yep.
All the Super Bowls from the first one to maybe Marshawn Lynch. You know the running backs for those teams.
Yep.
They're either the MVP or they were the person that made it happen. Name me the running back from my computer just jumped. Name me the running back from last year that mattered in either one game. Name me the running back from the Bengals and the Rams that mattered. Name me the running back from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Kansas City that year. Name me the running back from the Eagles and New England that year, with the exception of Freeman, who the Falcons went away from. Why, Kyle Shanahan, I don't know. Running backs haven't mattered to the Super Bowl champions in years.
They always used to win the
We were
MVP.
just paying attention. Now that it's come out, we're starting to start like, oh, damn. NFL owners have known that for a long time, and that's why they've gone the way they've gone over the past years. Marshawn Lynch is the last running back where I'm like, yeah, in the Super Bowl. That's it. It's proof. It sucks.
It's an excellent point.
Things evolve, and it just sucks that it is, man. You got to take those deals, especially for Saquon. You're in New York. So if you're making 11.8, you're a Penn State guy, you're sharp. We say Saquon on right guard commercials. I've seen him on Old Spice commercials. He's in the Big Apple. You got to take that 11.8 and get it cracking. It sucks that you do, but it's about your money now. It's about how you're going to look. So,
And it's where you get picked, too. I mean, there was a time over the last couple of years that running backs didn't get drafted in the first round. And the only reason why Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan Robinson are getting paid now, and why Bijan Robinson is the highest paid running back in the league, essentially salary-wise this year, is because he was taken in the top 10 of the NFL draft. He wasn't a second-round pick. He wasn't a fourth-round pick. He wasn't Breece Hall. He wasn't Kenneth Walker. He's not Isaiah Pacheco. I mean, this is a player that's taken in the top 10, slotted to that position. Jahmyr Gibbs getting paid. He's a top 12 guy.
Also, it's once again, it's another sign too, though. It's another show too of collusion. Now, I don't use that word as some taboo, illegal word or pariah word. I'm just keeping it real. It's collusion. It's Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens with the other owners saying, hey, you know what, look, we're not going to let him demand that out of you because we don't want our quarterbacks or our players demand that out of you. So we're going to stick it to you. We're going to let you do that, and we won't poach him. We'll leave it alone. Same thing with the running back positions. These guys, these deals, they're like, we're not paying these guys. If you don't pay him, Jerry, if you don't pay him, Robert, if you don't pay him, Mara, how they're going to get paid?
So I question that a little bit because I don't think there's another team in the league that would pay more than $11 million for Saquon Barkley, because you don't have to. You know, I mean, San Francisco's paying McCaffrey $16 million. The Saints pay Kamara $15 million, and the Titans pay Derrick Henry $12.5 million. Browns pay Nick Chubb $12.5 million.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pay Saquon Barkley more than any four of those players. You know, so I mean, the market is set there.
Nick
too.
Chubb got paid how much?
$12.5 million.
Now I think
He's going to get paid.
he deserves to get paid for what they do. With that being said, is Nick Chubb how are they doing playoff wise with Nick Chubb? Like, it's not necessarily about what you do in terms of yards and stats. It's about what you do. What is your value, Ryan? You always talk about value.
That's it.
What's your value? And Saquon's value, Maz, one of the most storied franchises in sports, the G-Men, got him to the playoffs last year. New York Giants have been in the toilets as a team for years. They are the mecca of media. You need a team in the playoffs. Saquon Barkley, his season last year, helped get you in the playoffs, and oh, by the way, helped win you a playoff game.
Let's continue talking about this because
that's fair.
Nick Chubb also led the Browns to a playoff win.
Was it Nick or Baker?
I think it was Nick Chubb.
I'm messing with you.
I think it was Nick Chubb and the
And
defense.
Baker.
And the Browns defense that year to win a playoff game. But we got to talk more about this. I got a couple of different levels.
Durability is probably why. Yeah, go ahead.